What up, everybody? This is some impromptu shit. We scheduled this, and all of our stuff recently has been via Zoom, and so fortunately, we can do this live and in the physical. Thank you for joining us, man. Appreciate you. Salute. So, big up everybody joining in. So we gonna rock out for a little bit. If you guys got any questions or whatever, throw them in here. You know what I'm saying? Might be able to pull them up, but we're just gonna build for a little bit. Maybe get into some studio shit and talk about some stuff. You guys can nerd out for a few minutes. So yeah, let's get into it, man. So I wanted to ask you about a picture I saw on your page of your pops. I believe it was playing. I think he was playing an instrument. Yeah, he was playing the bass. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Tell us about that, yo, because I go back to that picture and look at that. I'm like, that's a deep picture, man. So what's the deal with that?
Yeah, he's a bass player, you know. He's been playing bass since he was young. He's still doing it. He got beats. You know what I mean?
Word?
Yeah. I'm trying to put some shit to get things together where, you know, me and him do some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, have you ever done anything?
We've done some things in the past, but I want to do something fresh. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow. Has he ever jumped on any of your? He ever been on any of your work at all or anything?
Anything that came out?
Yeah.
No. Nothing that came out. Nope.
So then the influence. I mean, the music influence has been there since day one. I mean, like from the jump.
Yeah. My pops and my mom's.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Well, my mom's not a musician, but just her musical influence. You know what I mean? Just her, the music she played around the house. You know what I mean? Cleaning. You know what I mean? I always talk about this because it was a, intricate part of my development. You know, even though my father was a musician, the music that you grow up listening to plays a major influence. You know what I'm saying?
Just hearing the sound vibration, man. People, you know what I'm saying? That exactly. It's going in there whether you realize it or not. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
My mom introduced me to hip hop.
How so?
She came home with my first records. Because I was more, when I was younger, I was more in the funkadelic. You know, I was in the funk and all of that. You know what I mean? George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, all the way. She brung 2 records for me. The Message and Waterbed Kid, All Night Long.
Your mom's?
Yeah. And those are my, you know what I mean? That set it off for me.
Word?
Yeah.
Shout out Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So yeah, my mom introduced me to hip hop. She was responsible for that. You know what I mean?
Right. Just because. So, were you going to shows with your pops at all or anything, or like?
My mom's. Oh yeah, not the shows, but the practice. I went to practices all the time.
He was in a band or something?
A few bands, yeah.
And this was back out in Ohio. In Steubenville, right?
Yeah, but he traveled a lot, you know. He traveled a lot.
And that's the crazy thing about this. We were talking about this earlier, man, is that like I told cats I was gonna build with you today, and they were like, "Oh, you going out to New York for a day?" And I'm like, "Yo, he's from out here, and he lives out here. Like he's in this area, you know what I'm saying, in Pittsburgh." And it's just funny because, and I actually had to go pick up my daughter today at camp in Ohio, and I drove through Steubenville, and it was funny because it was like this, you know what I'm saying? That's originally, you know what I'm saying? That's where you from. Well, we were talking about this though. You weren't like, you were coming to Pittsburgh? Cause I thought we had a conversation before. Were you coming to Pittsburgh, like for anything music related back in the day?
Yeah, what you mean? Did I ever used to come up here?
Yeah, like for shows and stuff.
Yeah, me and I'm real tight with I don't know if you know Ime Alaquiva.
Mm-mm.
You don't know Queen? Do the film. It got Emmys and everything. He got the studio, your mom's house.
Oh.
It used to be in I don't know if I think it moved now, but it was.
It was in Wilkinsburg. Yeah. Okay.
Well, not East Liberty.
Wasn't it Wilkinsburg?
No, I was in East Liberty. East Lid, yeah.
Oh, Pittsburgh. Somebody, yeah, that's what I do call it here, man. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, but yeah, he, you know, yeah, I came up here a few times, for a couple events. Me and a local MC named Double D Fresh, we came up here and rocked it one time. You know, it was a event in a hotel. You know Adam from you remember? I see you in there. Oh, you don't know. Underground Video Hip Hop Magazine. You familiar with that?
I heard the name.
But that used to be like the BET Uncut.
Okay.
Here.
All right.
It used to come on public access.
All right.
You know, it was the popping thing like around here.
Right.
So that's how a lot of local artists would get shine.
And that reached out to your way too?
Nah.
Oh, but you heard about it just being close.
No, I knew the people who did the production.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I met Paradise.
Right.
And through my father. My father met Paradise first. I met Paradise through my father.
What?
Yeah.
Big up Paradise Gray, X-Clan. Yeah. Big up Brother Jay. We got a monthly show with him. We have it every month, and we just did one. We're going out to LA in a couple of weeks. We're gonna build with Brother Jay. So salute. Big up X-Clan, whole Black Watch movement for real. Important shit. So that's how you met Paradise. I was gonna ask you how you met Paradise.
My father, yeah. My father.
So you've been knowing him for a while then.
Yeah.
Cause he been out here for
since the '90s, early '90s.
20 plus years. I mean, he been out here for a minute.
Yeah.
He been out here for a minute. Yo, so the one thing I don't think I asked you about the last time we talked, it was like maybe I did, but it's like kind of the origins of Killarmy in terms of like what was the mindset, the vibe going into that, like you're because I've looked for that story and I haven't really, you know what I'm saying, like what was like, how did that all come together?
Well, General Wise is responsible for that. You know, that's what if you ask me, that's what I say. You know, because if it weren't for him, there wouldn't have been no Killarmy. You know, that's who, you know, brothers always rhyme about in the songs, you know, the brother that passed away. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for him, there wouldn't have been no Killarmy, because like I said in the previous interview, I didn't want to do it.
I do remember you telling me that too.
Yeah.
You didn't want to do it. Where was you at the time?
I was in Ohio. What do you mean? State
of
mind?
You was in Ohio.
Yeah. Yep. But he convinced me. We came to an agreement, and we started training. We had to train though, like I said, because Killarmy, you know, some of them had just began to start rhyming right then when we formed the group. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a development that had to, you know, go down. You know what I'm saying? So we had sessions, like I said, also in the previous interview, we had sessions. You know, so we would have like, if I was making a beat, I would come up with the beat for the song. And then we would have a writing session where they all come together and write their lyrics and, you know, decide who's gonna come after who. So we had the whole format. Then the next session, we come up with the hook. Then we either would record after they came up with the hook, record the song then, you know, or have another session to record the whole thing. You see, so that was the.
So they was all fresh. I mean, like.
So this was before Killer Sin and Don Pacino as well.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Before that.
Yeah. So this is before they came into the group. They came in later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right.
So Knife pulled them in later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was like. So the 36 Chambers dropped November 93 or whatever I think, right? 94.
93. I think 93. It might be right. 93.
And then so when was this in terms of like time range? Just to put it in perspective, like what time period was this? Like
this might be before any of that may have even came out.
Oh, this is like early shit.
Been doing this for a minute, you know.
Wow.
I knew brothers for a while, You know what I mean? Before it was Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I remember you saying that too. But damn, so this was like, so Killah Sin and Don Pacino, that was later.
Not a while later, but it was later. You know, the initial development was Knife Prince, Beretta 9, Shogun, and Islor. Islor was in Ohio too as well.
Right.
He from New York, you know. And it just so happened when Knife came to Ohio, they knew each other already. Like, oh shit, you here too? Like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they had no idea they was gonna bump into each other out there. Yeah.
And what was the energy like? So I mean, cause y'all had a vibe that was like, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, just what was the? So that was the music part of it. What was the like vibe like, as far as like just on a energy level? I mean, what like just saying, okay, this is how we gonna come out.
Well, them was the early days. We was about our lessons back, you know. We was on our lessons, you know. So the energy was, we was on that knowledge of self hard, you know what I'm saying? At least, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the energy, if you know what that energy is like.
Yeah, of course.
Having ciphers and, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how the energy was.
So you was really building.
Yeah. Really
building in the beginning. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of this shit had the beats and a lot of the themes to the song seem to have like a lot of war motifs, man. What was the energy behind that? Like just as far as like the seemed like that theme was consistent with a lot of the videos and stuff and everything.
Well, it's Killarmy, but we just wanted to do something different. We wanted to, even though we was Wu, we didn't want to. First of all, the Killarmy concept is to kill the devil within yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the concept of the Killarmy. Ain't we the kill army is because we soldiers in a higher sense. You see what I'm saying? There's one who can conquer himself. You know what I'm saying? That's what Buddha said. One who can conquer himself is the noblest victor. You know what I'm saying? So that's the concept. That's really the concept of Killarmy. That's why, we always say arm yourself mentally to destroy negativity. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, definitely. That's like, yo.
But yeah, we wanted to, even though we was coming from the Wu camp, we didn't want to come with the whole kung fu thing all like that. All, you know what I'm saying? So we wanted to, you know what I mean? Be, still have that element somewhat, but come with our different concept,
Right. No, that's dope, yo. I mean, it was so ill, and you know what I'm saying, cats. For me, man, Killah, yo, that shit was. I don't know. It was something special. Big up Killah Sin. Hold your head. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the illest cats I've ever heard in my entire life, man. Yeah. That dude is official. Big up everybody in. We got Fourth Disciple live in studio. Killarmy. Yeah, man, Killah Sin that dude is ferocious. Yo, if I read correctly, did I read correctly that that you're that you were the only other person other than RZA that to like have anything to do with the Wu album, the 36 Chambers album? Like you did some cuts on that or something like that?
I just did some scratches.
Some scratches or something, right? Right. Oh, you jumped.
Did some background stuff, but like vocals in the skit. That was.
No word.
Yeah.
What else did I want to get into, yo? I wanted to ask you, as far as production wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the foundation of that? I mean, like you said, earlier, you had your music background goes from day one, from your pops and your moms and all that. So like, is there like what's the foundation behind your shit in terms of just like, I don't want to say style wise. I mean like, or I say major influences. How about that? It's a better way to put it.
I listen to all types of music. So like influence influence can come from anywhere. You know.
Big up everybody joining in.
There's no one way I do things either. Like I don't. It's like every time I sit down to make a beat, I don't sit down.
Okay.
There's no template.
All right.
There's no one way I start every time. I just do it.
Whatever. Okay, so that's interesting because like, so I got friends that are dope producers, make dope beats, but they're sample based, right?
Catch the moment.
And they
it's
just
about catching the moment.
And they just every time it's the same. They know they're gonna look for a sample first, find the drum, and that's where that's where they start out. So you just get down and.
It could start out with a sound. It's like whatever triggers it.
Whatever triggers
it. I could be just going through sounds and playing something, and then it just turned into a beat. I could be scratching on the turntables, scratching a break beat, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh, that's sounding. Now I'm sampling it. You know, I got a beat with the new Killah Priest project. The drums is me scratching with the turntables. I programmed a beat.
Right.
Then pulled it over here on the turntables. Recorded myself cutting it. Then brung it back and then layered sounds on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no telling. It's just whatever triggers the zone.
Wow, that's interesting. So, and like, all right. So then, if you gotta let's say if you guys, if you got questions, you can put them down here, and we can pull them up. So let's say somebody comes to you and they're gonna work on a project with you, and MC, like, do they say, okay, yo, I want some beats like this? Do they give you ideas?
Some people do.
Or do you kind of say?
Sometimes we just go through stuff.
You
just sit and I just play stuff, and whatever triggers them. Yo, that one. You know what I mean? That's how I go most of the time.
Do you have some stuff like sometimes if you're messing with a particular MC and you say, okay, I think he might rock with this.
Yeah. I got a few like that I'm holding off. I got in the tuck. You know what I mean?
If you let's talk about that, man. You a ninja. Listen, we just talked about the fact that like even as recently as like 6 years ago, people didn't even know who you were. I didn't even know what you looked like until somebody told me I was filming you live, and they were like, "Yo, that's Fourth Disciple." I'm like, "It is really?" And like, yeah, you be on the low, and it's funny because it's like.
I really don't like that. You know, I never wanted the fame and all that.
Right.
Anyway, I don't consider myself famous anyway, but I never wanted that. Anyway, I never wanted the spotlight per se. I wanted people to know who I was.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? But I never want all that shine.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted the credit for your work, but I
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's because it's not fun. People don't understand, man. Like that's a tough road, man.
Like I tell people, like I enjoy being able to walk through the mall and nobody know who I am. You know what I mean? Shit.
Everybody, please use the questions feature because we're not looking at the comments. If you have questions, please use the questions feature. It says a question mark right there, and I can look at it that way. Thank you. Yeah, so that's interesting about like style-wise. How do you feel about the new way? You know, it's just based on technology. I mean, as far as like, I mean, would you prefer to still be in studio with cats doing stuff?
Yeah, I say that all the time. You know, that's how things that's how the magic happens. You feed off of each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You got organic. That's why the stuff is timeless. You know, we still, you know, I know you like me, we still listening to classic hip hop. That shit was organic, you know?
Right.
I used to be making the beat in the studio while they writing next to me. You know, they writing while I'm making the beat. So they vibing off of me. And I'm vibing off of them. I'm hearing them on the sidelines and, you know, getting a little bounce of the flows. It's like, okay.
Okay, I see where it's going.
Yeah.
Like, I see what direction they're going.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
and then, yeah. So that element's gone. I mean, you can.
It ain't gone. I see people trying to, you know, I think that's a complaint, on a wide, spectrum of the board. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are realizing that, especially through COVID. It's like, we was almost forced to have to make music remotely and things like that. Different technologies coming forth, like, so you can record remotely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even that wouldn't be so bad. Instead of, as an alternative than emailing verses back and forth and stuff,
right?
And beats and
email,
MP3s and wave files back. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth.
Now you can definitely tell when the energy is when cats recorded something together, like in the booth, man.
Mm-hmm.
And also, here's the thing: a lot of times when cats do tracks together and they're remote, only one cat can usually do the hook, and only one cat usually does the hook, and it doesn't have as much depth to it.
You limited with the creativity you gonna get when it's, because how you gonna have them songs where the MCs is going back and forth like that type of,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
That type of, but the energy is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you can probably do it, but
it's not the same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, you can't
like Smooth the Hustler.
Yeah, the back and forth.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
how you gonna do that?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me see what.
So you missing out on a lot of different creativity. We missing out. People missing out on a lot of creativity because of this process that we've adopted to make music now. You know
right. So you got hooks with no oomph to them, and you got what you just.
People. I ain't gonna say nobody's making no good shit. We can't say
no,
that.
No, of course, because that's dope shit.
We don't know how much magic we missing.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? People still making music organically. I know they are.
Yeah, no, of course you do, and you do. And there's benefits to that technology too. You can also work with people that you wouldn't be able to work with based on location and stuff. You can work with everybody now. So now you've opened it up to other artists.
That's what is handy for.
Right, networking. I mean, you've now.
Oh, I need this verse. Like, dang, I can't get him here. Boom. But he said he had sent it to you. That's where it comes in handy. But that shouldn't be the go-to. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I mean, if you got, like, I'd say, like, to me, I mean, cats used to fly back and forth across the country or something. I mean, if you're on the East Coast, I mean, like, because part of this thing too, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, part of hip hop and part of why I love it so much is building with people. So, like, that's the camaraderie there is missing. Like, you can't create that through email anyway. I mean, but like just like being in the physical and building ideas, because ideas are coming from that. You know what I'm saying? So, one question was, what's the beat in the background?
It's a beat.
And then, yeah, he's
That's the beat.
Fourth Disciple don't give up nothing, y'all. I told y'all, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He keep it close.
Yeah, they can hear that. It's low.
That's low. Well, he said it's a beat. Yo, I told y'all cats, man. I really liked the last project you came out with, the algorithm joint. You know what I'm saying? That was good. You guys check that out if you haven't. The algorithm, it's got some fire joints on there. Planet Asia, PD Cracks on joints on it. I think it's a Rod Digger joint on it.
I'm about to come with the remix for that. Got a remix for that. Yeah, I'm gonna drop that. Sean P. Shabazz Disciple. Lot of Dark Man.
Oh wow.
Vinny Paz.
Yeah, somebody asked what's kind of coming next for you. I mean, like, cause it's funny, man. Like, if I didn't know any better, I almost think you weren't like working on anything, doing anything. But I know that's not the case. It is crazy.
There's multiple things going on one time. Actually, I'd be exhausted, man. Sometimes I be having to just fall back sometimes.
Oh, word.
Yeah, G, cause it'd be too much. Like 3 or 4 projects at one time. I got other programs I'm developing, children's programs. We got the facility, the building, a lot of work that got to be done with that. So we got the. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, just talk about that. I saw that you posted something on that. You just got a you were telling me about it. You just got a building. So that's what's the end game with that?
The studio children's programs where we teach the children all of this. Teach them software, how to work Pro Tools, Reason, different. Teach them editing, broadcasting, podcasting. We'll have a podcast studio set up.
Word.
Yeah, so teach them and let them develop their own podcast shows and shows and things of that nature. Art, health and wellness. So we teaching them about health. We got fitness programs where we teaching them Muay Thai. Things like that, dancing. Art where they could paint. It's just a lot. We got. I don't want to spill it all out.
Nah, but
it's just for the children though, man. It's just.
So it's like a community-based type program.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Big up to you for that. I saw the building. It's huge. Word. So that's what's up, man. And in addition to that, you obviously got any big projects that you can let us know about? Anything you got going on coming up in the future that you can share?
You look out for the Raw Digger remix. Let's Rock from the Algorithm. Killah Priest. Me and Killah Priest new project. Celestial Grammar.
You doing the whole thing?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Fourth Disciple, Killah. All right, you let a nugget loose. Thank you, man. For real.
Killah Priest. I got an artist.
It's called Celestial what?
Celestial Grammar.
Celestial.
Yeah.
What?
Celestial Grammar. Yeah.
Killah Priest,
And,
Fourth Disciple.
and then I got a artist from the UK. His name is Detonate. I got a project with him. We've been sitting on it for some time now. So I'm in the mixing process of putting that together, mixing that so we can get that out there. That's pretty dope too. He from the UK.
Oh, what's the name again?
Detonate.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn. Fourth Disciple working, letting us.
There's other things too. I just can't think right now. There's a lot of stuff. A couple instrumental albums I'm gonna drop. So.
Word.
Yeah, so I'm gonna finally drop some beat albums.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I need some riding. So make me pretend like I'm an MC. That I put some shit on. Maybe pretend like I can do something. Yo, do you put out beat packs like
Sound pack?
Yeah, like
Nah, I haven't. I put out a little beta thing that you could use with Reason for Reason users, because I use Reason. So I had made a refill. It was just a beta, just to I put something together like just for a start. I never got the chance to really sit down and complete it how I want to. But other than that, nah. Yeah, just the little beta things. But I got a lot of downloads with the beta thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of
And that was free. I just gave it out for free. So with the instrumental album, I actually do want to finish it and sell it, give it away with the instrumental album. Like it's included. You know what I'm saying? You get the free download, the link when all that. You know what I'm saying?
If somebody wants to know, I almost have it. Feel like I answered it in my head, but somebody wants to know, like, do you have some top producers that you really respect, just their craft? Like, it's just in. He gave it like a top 5, but I'm just saying, I'm just asking more of a general, like, who are some top names where you're not even top names, just names where you're like, yo, I really respect this person, his or her, this person's craft. I've gotten a lot of different answers to this question. Well, thank you, Watkins, for asking.
I respect everybody's craft, man. First and foremost. If you're doing it well, you're doing it with some expertise and spice and perfection, I respect it. But somebody I do like, you know, once I sat down and analyzed, you know, I asked myself that once, and I was like, you know what? You know who off the top that I could think of that I really admire their shit is Adrian Young.
Mm.
Because he did what I wanted to do. But I never took the time to really dive in how he did. You know what I'm saying? But pretty much like, cause he made the shit that we want to sample. Instead of sampling, he just I'm gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the ultimate thing you can do. That's the ultimate thing you can do. Like I do that. I do that. Like this beat is no sample. Right. There ain't no samples. It's all
right.
You know, but make it sound like samples. You know what I'm saying? Because you got just studied, like what I just started studying the way they did things back in the day. The music that we like, what was they doing to get it to sound like that? What was they using? Like what kind of compressors or you just like what kind of mic or you get like that. You start getting techie. You know, get geeky, get nerdy with this shit. Like we nerds. If we're beat makers, you're a nerd.
Right. You're
a nerd.
Geek out on all gear and shit.
We nerds. We had to fucking, especially if you come from my era, because we had to you had to learn that machine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like the software. No, like you had to learn this machine. Like I first got my Roland W30. Gee, that shit had me so frustrated. I stood it up like this, like how that keyboard is.
Yeah.
And kicked it. Boom. Had to put it in the shop. Word up. It had me so frustrated because I'm trying to figure out how to work it. I'm falling asleep on it.
That was back in the day. Tell like
you know what I mean?
We're gonna get into this in a second. Yeah. So everybody, we was talking about this. He was getting worked up. We was talking about this shit back in the day. It was where you actually had to know your machines, man. Like we said, they even had like when they started to break or whatever, you knew which knobs were funny, right? And like just like, and so you talking about, you just said you was bringing it back, because I noticed your setup is different this time than before, and you're saying you taking it back to the knobs and shit.
Yeah, you got, you know what I mean? Like you saying, like, you know, the you and the machine become one, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like you can feel the machine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different when you're dealing with this voltage and twisted. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's different like that. It sound different. It's a different sound. Just running through something out of the computer.
Right.
Out of the computer into just you get a sound just running through it.
Yo, so and it's funny because I'm
taking that digital signal.
What do you lose? I mean, like you lose something with it coming through the. I mean, it's a difference. I can't put my finger on it because I'm not like a music expert, but it's like, to me, yeah, there's a difference, but sometimes it sounds cleaner.
Yeah.
Coming through the computer.
That's why, you know, I got more of a hybrid. You know, both worlds. You know what I'm saying? You get the benefits from both.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes digital can make your shit sound worse. It's, you know, that's why, that's another reason why going back to analog as well. Because analog don't give you some of the problems that digital give you. Like the harshness, and it's like the artificial, because it's trying to imitate what this is doing. It's recalculating, it's using math. It's ones and zeros. It's not voltage.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not electric and voltage, you know, it's not, you know. So that's the difference.
And then I would think sometimes, right, like, I would think just being the nature of electronics, I'm like into the graphic side of it, like, sometimes maybe software might not play nice. Maybe I'm just thinking, like, you might even have issues like that with the computer shit sometimes too now, like, I was just thinking, like, everything's, Because my father tells me this like about cars. Like he says, all the cars with all the dope electronic shit is dope, but then as soon as that stuff breaks, it's like, yo, my window crack, shit was $900 because all the cameras and crazy shit. You know what I mean? But back in the day, it's
Yeah.
200,
Exactly.
you done. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like,
Yeah.
seems like, you know, like with the more bells and whistles, and it's like sometimes the more stuff that can go wrong.
Wrong. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yo, one time,
A lot of this is simple circuitry, and that's what made it good too. You know, the simplicity of the circuitry. It ain't real. A lot of the stuff ain't real complex.
right.
You know,
One time,
it's the parts too, the components that's important. The components themselves.
the actual pieces, yeah.
Inside is what you know gives character and different sound. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, I'm talking geeky. You got transformers. You got something that's called transformers. Now, depending on what transformer you use, that's inside the unit. That depends on what kind of sound it's going to impart. Just running through it without even twisting a knob yet.
Right.
With everything just flat, all your settings flat.
Just based on the transformer.
You just run through it. You're gonna get a certain sound, just from the transformers. Now, depending on what transformer you use, you're gonna get a different sound. You know, there's more expensive transformers, there's cheap transformers.
Damn.
The expensive shit using the best transformers.
Right.
Transformers also cancel noise. So any kind of noise coming from the electric circuits or from your electricity outlets, things like that, it gets rid of that, cleans all of that out before so it don't get to your signal.
Or disciples
That's geeky talk.
breaking it down. Yeah, they love it, yo. The people on my page, I be having producers in here just like that. They love to nerd out on that stuff. But that's interesting. I didn't know that. So like off the rip, like it's gonna be different just based on like the piece that's in, you know what I'm saying, that particular component.
Yeah, just
inside.
running through something, but a particular piece could change, can make your stuff sound better or worse.
Right.
Because the song might not need that.
Right.
You know, so that's when you don't use that. You know, okay, let me use something else. You know.
Yo, what do you feel about the like the DJ role in hip hop now? Like, do you feel like this
is coming back?
Huh?
I think it's coming back. It's been coming back I've been seeing myself maybe the last 7 years, 6-7 years, a resurgence of the DJ. You know what I mean? And I think, with the locks thing, with the verses and all of that, now people are gonna be trying to incorporate the DJ more into,
I think it's important, man.
It is.
Like
very.
that's like.
But now here we go. People going to imitate.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
you don't gotta imitate.
Well, yeah. Well,
everybody used the DJ back in the day, but everybody's show wasn't the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They be trying to do it like they did it.
Yeah.
Like.
Because that's what we do now. that's what we do now, yo. And that's what it is. I wanted to, yeah. That's what we do now. And I wanted to talk about some real shit as well, man. Like the past, I think I caught up with you in 2018 was the last time. This was before COVID and all that stuff. Like, I don't even know where to begin, man. I just wanted to talk some real shit. It's wild out there. I mean, like how, for you, I guess, how are you navigating through the past year or so?
I just stay away. I just, you know what I mean?
You did what you normally do.
I mean, yeah, that's what I say. When this shit hit, I'm like, hey, welcome to the party. I've been doing this anyway. I've been inside. Shit. But yeah, the only thing that was pissing me off, Walmart was closing early. It wasn't 24 hours though.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it. No, listen.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you did what you normally do, though.
Yeah, it didn't, it didn't impact me like that. You know, how I might have people bugging out, you know what I mean?
Right. A lot of people were like losing their minds.
Because I'm solitude pretty much for the most part anyway. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I'm only around a few people. You know what I mean? Close people. You know, like.
Nah, that's funny. I mean, it's funny. It makes sense because I was thinking that when I heard the question, I'm like, he probably just nothing really changed for him. You know what I'm saying? But we were talking that like people were like
this shit
losing
kind
their
of made me
minds,
a little lazy though, like cause like even like we don't even like we order our groceries and stuff now, like because from all these delivery services, we ain't got hooked on just ordering it and having it come right to the door. So sometimes I force myself to go out, like to get, not grocery shopping,
right.
but I'll like, grab, some couple things like we might need it. But for the most part, yeah, that's something that's changed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It made us a little bit lazy. I think society got lazy in general. Nobody want to work. It's crazy, G. As far as on that, like people don't want to work no more.
But it's strange. So here's the thing, right? I work, but when this shit hit, I was getting I got unemployment, and then I was getting like this other shit too. And I was looking for jobs, on Indeed like a month. You know what I'm saying? Going to interviews and they like, we can pay you this, and I'm like, but I'm getting this.
Yeah.
Like,
so why go back?
Like I'm getting this for like another 6 months. Like, and then now I guess since I'm working, I ain't really close to it. But now I guess they're still just giving all kinds of money. So people, because Pittsburgh public schools has a shortage of bus drivers. They starting 2 weeks late because they don't have they're missing like 200 bus drivers. They can't find 200 people to drive buses. Like, so it's wild, yo.
They like, man.
It's wild now, man. I mean, like, the world's crazy.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know. It's weird. I mean, like,
but it's like I could respect. Like, people should be, starting businesses. Doing things, using the money to enhance their business if they already got one.
Right.
Things like that. Get the equipment they need and get it popping.
Right.
But
yeah, we know how people are. I always been saying it lately. I rock with animals more than I rock with people lately, man. Like, cause
it's like they got more sense, than nowadays.
Think about it. I mean, like, they at least act based on like practical things. We be doing. Just look at. You on Instagram? I mean, we see like this wild shit. Like people, like what, like.
What does it come? What has it came to? Yeah, not coming to. What is it? What is this?
It doesn't make any sense, right? We sit here, we don't even really know what to say about it, right? Like it's
just twisted, man. Twisted is retarded, man.
It's all so upside down.
People sick out here, man. People sick. A lot of people mentally gone and don't even realize it. You know what I mean? When they talk about that mental health, and that shit is serious, man. It's serious.
Facts.
Serious, man.
Yeah,
people don't even realize that they batshit crazy. I'm telling you, man. This is crazy.
But that's true. I mean, a lot of people. It's people got some issues, man, and I feel like more and more I feel like we put them out there more than ever now, though. Like I don't know, it's almost like you're supposed to like put out your shit, like, and just I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of wild shit going on, a lot of wildness. Man.
Yo, one quick question before we get on out of here is something I was thinking about, like, you in the game 20 plus years or whatever, 30 years. What drives you now, like, to do this? Like, I mean, is it, like, what makes, because it's a lot of people doing it. I mean, like, what pushes you to say, okay, I'm gonna do this, and what still gives you the motivation to be like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know?
That's a good question. Because I mean, actually, my motivation don't even be high with the music, honestly. You know, no more. Like, I don't make beats like the way I used to. Like, I used to get up and make about 4 or 5 beats a day. Now it might be a beat every 4 months or something, or 2. If I'm on a roll, I might be 3 back to back. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? But the inspiration don't be coming like that. You know, I don't get that spark. Sometimes I have to force myself to sit down and make something. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes I force myself to sit down and I come with a banger. Sometimes it don't. I'll make something, but it won't be something that I consider, you know what I'm saying, like some heat or something. It just be something alright. But to somebody else it might be dope. But to me it'd be like, it's just it's one in the foul. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, but shit, as far as motivation, I mean, like I said, sometimes a new piece of equipment, new software, some new sounds, new keyboard or something like that. That'll spark my motivation. You know what I'm saying? To want to create something. But other than that, man, it's like I'm more into the geeky side, like the mastering, mixing.
Okay.
I'm migrating more over into that realm.
The engineering and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. So, and are there any artists?
I won't stop making beats, but you know what I mean? That's where my focus is more so going.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that doesn't take us. I mean, I guess with the creativity part of it, you either got to feel it or you don't, right? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? So exactly. I know from like different. I mean,
and then when you force yourself to sit down and do it don't be fun. It's not no fun. You're supposed to be having. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now, any artist, can relate to that. Like, if when it becomes like a chore, then it's not as fun.
But sometimes I have to do that.
Right.
I have to force myself. I go 6 months, 6 to 8 months without making a beat.
Word.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, serious. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fourth Disciple. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're going to get this all up on the YouTube and everything. Rock with Fourth Disciple. I mean, he does exist. He is a real person. He's here live in the flesh. He exists. Yo, well, one quick question before. What's like the favorite... let's go back in the day for 1 second. What's like your favorite project that you were like a part of? Like just like that you put work in on? What was like...
I mean, the Killarmy, Sons of Man, everything.
It was all.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I'm proud of all my labor, man. I'm proud of my labor.
Yeah, you put in that work, man. People don't realize, man. You know what I'm saying?
But with Sons of Man, we used to have fun, man. We used to have fun. You know, we all used to have fun, but with Sons, it was different. Like, we used to be building. Like, you know, we had a Quran, Bible, Apocrypha, 120 lessons, all that on the floor, scattered on the floor, building, having heavy building sessions, and then go to the studio. You know what I'm saying? And continue doing that, you know, somewhat in the studio. You know what I mean? We was doing Killah Priest album. That was the heavy mental. Cause everybody, we had, you know, Daddy Rose, Population Click, all of them coming through. You know, it was packed. You know, studio packed, mad energy in there. And that was one of them. That was like, you know, I'm in the studio making this stuff on the spot. You know, a lot of like, you know, some of Killah Priest songs we did it in the bedroom from the Heavy Mental in Ohio. He came to Ohio. We did, you know, like not one step. Fake MCs, information, information, fake MCs. Ah, damn, I can't think. It's over? No, it's over. I think we did that in Cali. We might have recorded that in Cali. But I know fake MCs for sure. Wisdom.
Okay.
Fake MCs, Wisdom, and what else?
Hey, you just said it. I forgot too. Damn.
Fake MCs, Wisdom. Yeah, we did those in my bedroom.
In Ohio.
Yeah, in Ohio. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Recorded and mixed right in the bed, right in the bedroom.
A Heavy Mental joint.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I bet. See, and that goes back to again what we were talking about, like the studio, being in studio and being together, and like, cause I bet like the energy. So if you doing you putting work in, trying to build, and then go right, and then you making beats, y'all all like right there, man.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. They going in the booth. We did a lot of wild shit. Nick and Priest album, Heavy Mental album. There's a lot of shit that didn't come out too from that album.
Oh, for real?
A lot of like material, like scrap songs. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Probably like about 3 to 5 songs. Some stuff came out, like snuck out, like Devil in Disguise, Day of the Prophet. They had a song called Day of the Prophet. There's a couple joints, man. But they didn't come out officially, you know what I mean? Like somebody, snuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nothing's safe now, man. Yeah. I mean, it's some people screen record shit and use it and
yeah, they sick out here, man. This shit's sick, man. Sick. People thirsty, man.
Don't want to work, man. They don't want to put in the work though. Everyone want to take shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the shortcut these days. So
yeah, cause I mean, you got. It was somewhat like that. I mean, when we was coming up, we had to record the radio shows and shit like that, So I know where I come from, that's how we got the new music.
Right.
Cause it's a small town.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We was away from everything.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't come to Pittsburgh and get the record, Pittsburgh, they had Stedford. Stedford's, you know about Stedford? Oh, okay, that's a historic record store on the north side.
Okay.
By Paradise's crib.
Oh, okay.
On what's that, Ohio Street? That strip?
Yep.
Yeah, it was right on Ohio.
Oh, okay.
It's a classic record, historical record spot. I don't know why he shut down, especially now. Vinyl is back on he'd be popping right now if he was open.
Vinyl is the shit.
Yeah. He shut down, I want to say maybe about 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Huh.
Maybe 5 years ago, something like that. He should have did that. I wonder what he did with them records. Damn. Word. But yeah, man. But yeah, you was asking me about I was telling you about Queeve, the film guy.
Oh yeah.
See, he's a producer too. They got the studio, and me and him, I used to catch the bus up here from Ohio, and chill with him. We'd be up making beats. I bring my keyboard with me.
Word.
Yeah, he had his keyboard. Yeah, we sharing records, like, cause he had drums and breaks I didn't have. So a lot of the breaks and drums we was hearing in rap songs, like I didn't have access to that where I was from.
Right.
Like I didn't even really know what break beats. I didn't know what break beats was until RZA. You see what I'm saying? I knew about breaks but most pretty James Brown. That's most we can get access to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But ultimate break beats and all that. We ain't have access to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't even know about that. But you know, this is when around this time, this is when the people making like the jazz beats. You know, all that. You know, this is them days. You know what I'm saying? This is them days. Sampling the horns, echoing the horns.
Yeah.
You know, you know all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody was doing that.
Yeah.
That was
Them was them days, but you know he had the certain breaks from the jazz records and stuff like that. I didn't have none of that. You know what I mean? So I would go to his house and just to sample breaks, save them on a disc. You know what I mean? Bring them back home. Like, but we would be going digging through, you know, sample digging together and shit like that. That was my dude, but he ended up, you know, doing his thing.
Yeah.
He got an Emmy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the history goes back. It's so crazy, though. Like you know what I'm saying? That's because I heard, you know, Pittsburgh in a lot of ways has some. I heard like back in the day, people tell me about stuff. You know what I'm saying? There was some pockets of things going on.
It was actually more of a. It seemed like a more of a hip hop scene back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The '90s. It was a lot of shit going on. They even had Pittsburgh Hip Hop Awards. They should bring that back.
Wow.
Yeah, with all the local groups and you know what I mean. It was. I judged one of them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Well, I was on the panel. I didn't judge. I was on the panel from one of the. Paradise put me in that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was like 2005.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was 2005 actually. Yeah. Yeah.
It's different now here. It's not. I mean, it's weird here.
Yeah.
It's a weird vibe here.
It's weird everywhere. I'm trying to find where they ain't weird at. Where is it at? Where they at? Where the spot at? What city?
Nowhere. It's
just crazy, man.
Yeah, who knows, man? That's $1 million question. We're about to get on out of here. It's with Fourth Disciple, sharing some jewels with us and stuff. We're gonna get this up on YouTube, carrying the culture. Rock with Fourth Disciple, and we thank everybody for joining us, and thank you, man. Appreciate you, man, for chopping it up.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? It's always good.